The Marathon expose, it's not a hero shooter. It's not getting canceled. Bear was replaced by Ziegler more than a year ago. People can't read and think. Now, a deep dive below. Marathon is probably the best existed IP to get an extraction shooter angle. It's one of the lore-richest sci-fi games, and this lore is treated with enormous love in the new game. There are runners, cybernetic bodies that you can control by transferring your consciousness to the new one upon death. The whole hero shooter freakiness is total nonsense. There are content creator playtests basically every month, and the invited players are mostly EFT Hunt streamers. Not Overwatch, Rainbow Six, Valorant. People think that if ex-Valorant director joins any game, it instantly becomes a pixel-perfect competitive hero shooter. The closest thing I've heard that could be tied to heroes is that there are 4 customizable runner presets being... What did y'all say right here? What did y'all say these stood for? These acronyms stood for? Or these... being signal intelligence, human intelligence, field engineering, and spec ops for different playstyles like in the finals. And this change predated the game director position switch. So this was something that was already in place before that. Okay. And this is probably solving both balance and monetization for a free-to-play. It's really hard to monetize an extractor shooter. We've seen such problems in any game of this genre. Tarkov with their $250 editions, Hunt with a dozen DLCs, Arena Breakouts with pay-to-win MTX. Cosmetics are the only way a free-to-play game could make money fairly. And how do people expect customizable characters in extraction shooters where your appearance is defined by loot that you wear? That's the thing. How would buying cosmetics work in this game? Because I would assume that if you're looking at a character and you like what they have on, and especially in a looter or an extraction shooter where you have to decide whether or not you need to push them. Oh, gun skins. Okay. Yeah, maybe the gun skins part. I'm thinking of like changing your whole character appearance. I mean, maybe you could do that too. I would just think that would kind of mess with, you know, are we going to be running around in bunny outfits? I don't know. So making a pre-made base character that could be visually customized is an okay decision. It's business, not charity, and I've also heard that they are targeting only for solo and trio experiences, which ties with this. You choose your affiliation with different corps like UESC, Traxxas, or MIDA, which is crazy that that's even like, you know, MIDA Multi-Tool being present in Destiny, which is a rebel group, probably for solo players serving as scavs from Tarkov or renegades from the Division's Dark Zone. There are customizable weapons, barrel scopes, max stocks, market that buy and sell stuff, seasonal progression similar to Destiny 2 artifact system, power level that is called BIOS points. It's now taking more of a hunt direction rather than Tarkov, meaning the focus is not on a quadrillion types of items that you can loot, but in objectives you can complete within one match. There's still enough loot, but it's not that overwhelming like in Tarkov, where you can extract with a backpack full of 2010's IKEA catalog. It's hilarious. I was wrong in my last marathon report by saying that the map layout will change every time. There are normal big maps, but they're also testing a map that is controlled by glitched AI that randomizes some assets and theoretically makes its layout change every time. Glitched AI? The hell is that? No way it's being canceled. A lot of effort, budget, and creativity were put into this game. They're looking for feedback all the time with content playtests and regular content creator playtests. This is the main project at Bungie. Matter and Payback are canceled. Gummy Bears is in the earliest stages and it's too hard for Destiny 2 to slowly fade away to attract new audiences. The gameplay reveal is around the corner, and if they are not yet ready to show it themselves, I'm pretty sure we'll see a controlled leak to get the overall expressions. It's a game with a good self-esteem. It's not a cloning or making a direct copy of any game, especially the ones that flopped horribly. All right, sounds promising. If the gameplay loop is done well, I can see myself playing for a good chunk of time as a Destiny 2 PvP guide. This sounds fun. Leaks aside, really like how a lot of content creators have tried to match the graphic design identity with the thumbnails they make on Marathon. The last slide of me has a crazy good thumbnail. So the leaks, I'd say the direction Oliver's describing does seem more of Bungie style than a full Tarkov hero shooter dynamic. Is there a reason to take this leak with more value than others? It's probably pretty decently like that Marathon has changed direction at least once, which is usually in line with Bungie development mindset and process. Some kind of free-to-play models also decently likely, battle pass, etc. But do we actually know anything more than that? I don't really care. Can I just say this about Marathon? I don't care if it's free-to-play, pay. That's like the last thing I'm concerned about. Like, what I'm more concerned about is it just a fun game to play? You know what I mean? What's the gameplay? That's it. Most new players will approach the game more if it's free to play. Listen, let me just say this from a content perspective. Free play is fantastic. You get more eyeballs looking at the game, you get more eyeballs looking at guides and whatever else. I'm just saying that I give him Bungie's previous history, I just don't see them making a free-to-play game, guys. That's just what I'm saying. I just don't see it happening. And I know it's like, well, what about Destiny? Well, Destiny's like, it's like free to try. You know what I mean? But again, I know that doesn't, if it's free to play, cool. If it's paid, fine. Just be a good game, you know? Because man, the extraction looters that have come out over, or the extraction shooters that have come out over the past year and a half, man, I mean, they're just flooding the market. It's gonna have to really, really bring it. So I'm not really sure. This comes from Oops Leaks Oliver Olay. Yeah, it's not a hero shooter. It's not getting canceled. Bear was replaced by Ziegler more than a year ago, and people can't read it. Think, yeah. So what he's, I guess this individual is confirming is that he's saying it's still an extraction looter shooter, which I think all of us, at least in here, agree that it is still an extraction looter shooter, but that it will have maybe a cast of classes or characters or something like that. Real gamers know the real extractive PvP game was RuneScape Wilderness, actually, though, right? That's where it started. You didn't just lose what you looted the day before or what you looted, you know, last week. You lost what you've been looting now for the past year and a half. There's nothing more demoralizing than watching everything you own. So on the topic right here, it says right here, people think that if ex-Valorant director joins any game, it instantly becomes a pixel perfect competitive hero shooter. No, but I think that if you know, with Joe Ziegler from Valorant, with him being the game director, that's probably a direction they're going to want to go. You know, I mean, I would assume that, like, make it as competitively airtight as possible in an extraction sense, right? Right here, it says, also I heard that they are targeting only for solo and trio experiences, which ties with this. Okay. I wonder why just solo and trios. You know what I mean? Like, duos is pretty good too. Is there a reason why we're doing it? Because I really like it as a solo player. Whenever I play like Hunt Showdown, I'll play as a solo player, but I'll make sure I'll use Necra. That way I get an extra life. And then at the same time, I'll only do it if I'm going up against other duos. I don't want to do it if I'm going up against trios. It's just, that would be a nightmare. But I'm like, okay, as a solo player, I have a fighting chance. If it's just two people I got to deal with. All right, so it says there are customizable weapons, barrel scopes, max stocks, market to buy and sell stuff. Wow. Does Tarkov have a market to buy and sell stuff, guys? Is there like a black market or something? Tarkov does have that? I got you. So I guess it'd be a similar system like that. Interesting. All right. It's also very interesting right here. It's now taking more of a hunt direction rather than Tarkov, making the objectives more of the focus. Well, I mean, that's one of the things I love about Hunt. Like, I can't compare it to Tarkov. I don't play Tarkov, but I love that Hunt. Like, you could just immediately rush the boss if you reach like a, I don't know, a level 3 clue or something like that. You can immediately rush the boss, kill the boss, get wall hacks, and make out like a bandit, you know. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I personally think Destiny 2 is, I guess I'm biased here. I'm biased, right? I think Destiny 2 is really, really special, and I hope Bungie realizes that. And you know, I want to say they have, considering that they said their two main focuses are on Destiny 2 and Marathon.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.